Bang. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NBA show. It is Friday, March 10th, third of the way through March already. It's already Friday. So I hope you guys are all having a great start to your Friday. There should be a lot to talk about today. There was a lot going on in the basketball world yesterday. We're going to kick it off with some Kings Knicks tape talk. What time that game finished? Like 1 a.m. Anyways, we're getting closer and closer to playoff time, and yeah, that's really it for the preview. So let's just do that ticker and so I put in the tags for this live stream and then on my laptop, right? And then I just was on my phone to promote the show on like community tabs, and I accidentally clicked copy and paste. I accidentally clicked the paste button, and it was all the tags from this live stream on my laptop. Made no sense. All right. We can just get it cracking right here with the Phoenix Suns. How are you doing, Minitas? My Suns are done, bro. We have no depth, as you can see from Wednesday. I think Phoenix is perfectly fine. I really think they're perfectly fine. I think there's only a handful of players in the league. Let's pull up a picture or something. I think there's only a handful of players in the league that you can get away with an injury like this. And I know the fact that he just came over and he just played for him is extremely even more unideal, but I really am not worried about the Phoenix Suns right now. This is why you have point commander, point general Chris Paul. As far as what you're mentioning in the depth, uh, this is where Monty and I guess disagree a little bit. From the second he came over and the second he didn't play, Darius Bazley, I never quite understood why he's not playing basketball for him. We'll see him now, like sometimes in garbage time, I suppose. But in general, let's take a look at these statistics. They've won 4 straight games on the road as well, which is a very big deal. Charlotte, they've not been having a great season, but they got wins against my Bulls in beautiful fashion. And then recently Dallas and OKC is Terrence Ross is definitely not going to drop, what was it, 24 points. Terrence Ross isn't going to drop 24 points from you on a night in to night out basis, but you do have to step up. I mean, DeAndre Ayton, I know he's not a depth player. I know he's not a role player, but he's got to just kind of do what he's done in the start of the season and just take over basketball games in any way he can, as far as just rebounding, protecting the rim, being aggressive. Campaign recently came back from injury, and he's an extremely reliable backup point guard. Can be streaky shooting. Jacques Landale. I think Jacques Landale, Ishmael Wainwright, I think they're good enough. I'm a big Darius Bazley guy, like I was mentioning. Damian Lee, they should be. I really think they should be fine. TJ Warren is a fascinating player because he usually doesn't play. And I believe, let's pull up his splits in Phoenix. I believe, when you battle injuries, it just sucks. It really does, because he had that period where he was hooping for the Brooklyn Nets. On the season, he had an extremely efficient 51% from the field. But yeah, KD, basically, he's probably done for the season. He's going to be reevaluated 3 weeks from now. And what is it, March 10th? So first week of April, right? The start of April, 3 weeks, 17, 24, 31. The start of April is when he will next be reevaluated. And I that like April's playoff month. So let's see when these games. Let's actually look directly at this team, the Phoenix Suns. When do the playoffs start? I mean, what is 37 plus 29 is 67. So you have about 15 games remaining. Of course, this schedule doesn't go all the way, as that makes sense. But anyways, they'll be perfectly fine. I'm not worried about the Phoenix Suns. All right. Now, let's chat a little. Man, shout out Cyro for producing these, because we'll figure it out one day. This is the best I could find here. It was a pre-injury report. So I loved what I saw from the Sacramento Kings last night in the fact, or in the realm of, they did not play good. Mike Brown said pretty much the same exact thing. They gave up 23 offensive rebounds, 24 offensive rebounds. Josh Hart had 8 of those, and they in general got out-rebounded by like about 20. The Sacramento Kings, granted, now the New York Knicks couldn't hit a shot, all right? Sacramento couldn't hit a 3. They went just 10 of 32 from downtown. But the Knicks, they shot 41.6 from the field, 26% from downtown, 64.5% from the free throw line. They played just a game where they, I love to say it, they couldn't throw a grape in the ocean. It just was really bad. But they had 23 offensive rebounds compared to the 6 offensive rebounds from Sacramento. And just in general, the Knicks plus 16 in the rebounding realm. The Kings are the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. The Kings are, to me, starting to fully differentiate themselves from teams. I hate to use the Knicks as an example, but take last night. I mean, the Kings didn't play a great basketball game. They did shoot 52.5% from the field. Turnovers, 12 turnovers. The Knicks had 14. You don't want to see those stats heading into the playoffs, although they're not. Those aren't desperate. 12 turnovers is desperate. It's certainly not ideal. De'Aaron Fox, he has 23 double-digit fourth quarter scoring games. That's tied with Giannis for the most in the NBA. But they're just finding ways to win. DeMonis Bonus last night, 24, 13, and 10. Beautiful triple-double. De'Aaron Fox in the fourth quarter went off. He finished the game with 23 points, 4 steals. De'Aaron Fox, one of those players where, from what I've heard with Kings fan, it was a guy who's, always been able to play defense, but he didn't. I think he's just genuinely improved on the defensive side. And to me, it's hard to judge an 82-game season every single night. Like, it's just, that's a lot of basketball games. It's just a ton of basketball games. Last night, they had 7 players in double digits. Trey Lyles has 6 double-digit games in his last 8. Malik Monk making those threes. He was on a heater. You got to find ways to win 82 games. It's not going to be pretty every single night. And what differentiates the good from the great teams, or just the good from the average teams in the playoffs, is winning basketball games. So that's what they did last night. That's what they've been doing for a while. Let's pull up the NBA standings here, because I really think, and the season's already been a big success now, but the new expectations are at least the second round. They have the tiebreaker with Memphis. Ja Morant's going to be out for at least a couple more games. We're still waiting on complete news with that. He seems to be fully, as far as legally goes, he seems to be perfectly fine. Steven Adams is out for 4 weeks. That really sucks, but Xavier Tillman's been filling in his role nicely. We'll talk a little bit of the Grizz later, because they beat the Dubs last night, and the Dubs are on a 8-game losing streak on the road. That's their second of the season. I learned a lot more about the Dubs last night. They're just not playing winning basketball. There's so many minuscule mistakes. It's just not good. But when we take a look at Sacramento right now, they would be slated against either Minnesota or Dallas. Luka's injury seems to be perfectly fine. He's going to be playing again when the pain subsides. Minnesota is, I guess, Cat could change that because Gobert and Cat versus Sabonis and Barnes, or Keegan Murray. Just the lack of, I guess, big man size for Sacramento that could pose issues. I think more likely than not they play Dallas if it ended right now, and I would feel good about Dallas. I know that sounds a little crazy with Kyrie and Luka, but Dallas lacks big men. I would go with the Kings' big men over Dallas's, and Darren Fox is playing like a star. He's playing at least like a star. The Mavs haven't been quite able to figure out how to win, as opposed to Sacramento figuring out how to win. So, I mean, I know last night wasn't pretty, but as long as they're going to hold on to a top 3 seed. And, KD's injury, because Phoenix is number 4 right now, there was some thoughts that they could slide up in, when they made the trade, thoughts that they could slide back into at least the 2 or at least the 3. I think they're pretty locked in at 4. I don't think, the Warriors have lost 3 straight. The Clippers are 3 games out from Phoenix right now at 5. I don't think they're going to be able to catch Phoenix, because it's not like Phoenix is playing with a bunch of bums. You still got Booker. You still got Paul. You still got Ayton. Grizzlies, I think they're a little bit secure too. So I think we're starting to see, if I had to guess, I would imagine the top 4: Denver, Sacramento, Memphis, Phoenix, in that order. I think that's going to stay the exact same. Good morning, Chris. How are you doing? Jabari's 30-piece, both sides, big stop, big shots from Jabari Smith Jr. last night. And more importantly, for the Houston Rockets, they got the loss. Let's talk some Rockets, man. We don't talk enough Rockets on this show, and it sucks, but it's been a whirlwind of a season, as the last 2.5 years have been. Playing Indiana, I'm glad Indiana got the win, not only for Houston's lottery odds, but no, I like seeing Hallie. I want them to stay as close to the play-in as they possibly can, because I don't want to see Halliburton get shut down for the remainder of the season. They're now just a game and a half behind the 10th seed. But Jabari last night, Jabari in general, really recently has been doing a great job. He saw a team high 47 minutes last night, shot 10 of 19 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown. He had 3 offensive boards, 12 boards in general, 30 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. I saw a funny stat on Twitter that was saying it was the best. It was the first time a teenager has had that stat line since LeBron. And I just find that funny, because it's like, there's so many random stats you can find, and it's always usually getting compared to LeBron, but like 30, 12, 3, 2, and 1. Who's looking up that statistic? Impressive nonetheless. Jabari is the 10th youngest player in the entire NBA. Let's see when he turns 20. He's still 19 years old. This guy's 19. He turns 20 in May. So by the time the season's over, he'll still be 19 years old. But like I'm saying, in general, he's been doing a better job at getting a little bit more consistent. Maybe not necessarily the last 10 or so games, but I would go with the last 3. You could even argue the last 4 for sure. 30 points, 15 points, 11 points, 12 points. Not too worried about the point total, because he's just, even though he's shooting 39% from the field, 30% from downtown on the season, he's still averaging 12 points a game. 7 rebounds, about a block, about an assist per game. But against that Brooklyn, terrible loss where they lost by 22, shot 46 from the field, 43 from downtown, 15 points, 8 rebounds. So it is fun to see that. Now, granted, Kevin Porter Jr. didn't play last night, which is it benefits Jabari more, as they're not running plays for him anyways. So a lot of the times when you see Jabari get the ball and he's open, he's going to shoot the ball, as he should. Knicks was blowing my mind during the overtime. Like, what are you doing? The Dacian Knicks drama. Dacian was a guy, as a Rocket man, I was maybe high on Daisha Nix is the wrong word, but I was optimistic about another season of, or just at least a full season of letting Daisha Nix play. He just turned 21, so all season he was 20 years old, and it's been miserable, man. He's averaging 4.5 points, 2.5 assists, 38% from the field, 30.5% from downtown. The 3 turnovers doesn't even really look that bad. The stats are still pretty desperate. I don't think the stats even do credit for how bad Daisha Nix played and usually plays. 6 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. I think he had a career high not too long ago, but it's just, I'm not bought in. I'm not sold on it. If you guys haven't seen it, Ty Washington Jr. is down in the G League right now, so I don't really think Steven Salas has much of an idea, obviously, of what he is doing in general. I don't think the team really quite understands what is being asked of him. So my take a couple of weeks ago was that he was going to be fired by the end of the season. I thought the Nate McMillan firing would help kind of get it on the tracks. Now, with 15 games remaining, it doesn't make as much sense to me that they would just let Steven Salas go by the time the season ends, which sucks for guys like Ty being in the G League. It sucks. We're going to see a lot of Daisha Nix. We have been seeing Tari Eason get a lot more free reign recently, starting to see 30-ish minutes. Josh Christopher playing a little bit more. They're a dumpster fire right now, and you just kind of hope. Like, it reminds me so much of last year, where hopefully, like, Jaden Green last night didn't play good. He still had 24 points, 25 the night before, and then against San Antonio 3 games ago, he had 31. Hopefully, we see something of what we saw last year, where heading into the offseason, like the Rockets went on, they lost 19-20 right before the break. Right before the break and post-break. They won a couple of sneaker games at the end of last year. They still were the worst team in the NBA. I think we'll see the same thing. I would imagine the Rockets win 4 more games to finish off the season. The reason that's not good news is because the Pistons have lost 10 straight, and while the Pistons are kind of a pretty enticing team right now, Jaden Ivey without Cade Cunningham, the acquisition of James Wiseman has been cool. Beef Stew's probably done for the season, though. I am worried about the Detroit Pistons. I'm kind of leaning towards the Rockets being either the second or third worst. You also got to worry about the San Antonio Spurs with 16 wins there. I don't think we're going to be the worst record team in the league, which is fine. It's fine. It just sucks. We got Nick Upton in here. Scoot over Victor. One thing I really like about Scoot is he's got that swagger. I think he would fit very perfectly in the Rockets' young culture. So, once again, if the Rockets aren't the best team in the league, if they don't get the number 1 pick, if they get the number 2 pick, might be interesting. I got a comment on my Rockets channel a couple of days ago saying, can you make a video on trading back? If you get whatever your pick is, 1, 2, or 3, trading back. I don't think I'm a huge fan of that. I would love Scoot. I think it would make what the Rockets do in the offseason a lot easier. The Victor Wembanyama acquisition, even though Şengün's my guy, 14 points, 5 boards last night, 3 assists, 7-11 from the field. He's an extremely efficient player. A Vic draft, I think, would speed up the process of a departure of Şengün, and I don't think if they got Scoot, that would be the case. There are some interesting free agents. Rocket fans know I want them to trade for Tyus Jones. If Scoot's acquired, that wouldn't be the move, but I would rather have like Tyus Jones than sign Freddie Double V to a contract. I still wouldn't mind Freddie Double V over on the Rockets. Hopefully Kevin can stay healthy for the remainder of this season, they're probably going to kind of already seeing it, kind of load manage him a little bit. The Rockets are playing against the Bulls, hopefully a loss, but you never know. The Celtics, the Lakers, the Pelicans, the Warriors, and the Grizzlies. So that's good news. I do like to hear that. But once again, it's not even the Rockets. I just know they're going to have one of those wins. They're just like they'll win one of these games. And they'll be like, and Jalen will drop 34 in it. Jabari, 20 points. KPJ, 20 points. Şengün, 20 points. They'll win one of these games. And so the biggest threat to the Rockets right now, it's definitely the Detroit Pistons, but shout out Jabari Smith Jr. for having a good game. KJ Martin Jr. also has been excellent, absolutely excellent. 9 of 13 from the field, 23 points, a couple of steals. He's just been extremely efficient for this squad. All right, let's talk a little bit of the Memphis Grizzlies, Golden State Warriors. I was going to play a video, but I figured it was a little bit too long. I probably should have played the video anyways. Dylan Brooks, who's like this – I think he's the biggest dork in basketball. I really like Draymond Green's comments on Dylan Brooks. The dynasty starts after you, bro. I agree with that take. Dylan Brooks, I think, is having a horrible season. It's like actually been a horrible, horrible season. Last night, shot 6 of 15, saying he outplayed Draymond Green. Defensively, probably right. The Warriors have a lot of issues. They have a ton of issues. They gave up 48 points to Memphis in the first quarter, but then from the start to midway in the second quarter, they came back. They came back in the third quarter as well. The third quarter Warriors were in effect last night. It's just a team that's gone on 2 8-game losing streaks on the road. A team that's 7-26 in general on the road. It's very fearing to me. Last night was more about the Warriors' loss than it was the Grizzlies' win. We've seen them win without Ja. We've seen them be okay without Ja last season, especially, Tyus Jones stepping up. The fourth quarter, the problems, first and fourth quarters were it was absolutely horrible. But we do have a nice new rivalry. We'll see how long that lasts because I don't – with a probable Bob Myers departure, Warriors Grizzlies, I don't know what the future holds for Golden State. If the season ended right now, who would they play? Memphis. What really sucks about that is I still have to lean more towards Golden State in that, even though I don't really have great reason to. All you got to do is win one game on the road. We actually see a rematch. What is it? Next week? In the next 10 games, I know we see a rematch of Golden State at Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. But Golden State's flaws they're so real. Andrew Wiggins has to come back. So that's one reason to not necessarily be as worried. If they get Gary Payton, that would be huge. This team's just kind of lacking the proper depth. Like, they technically have some depth there. Kayvon Looney needs to be inserted into the starting lineup. I don't care who they're playing, man. And he's dealing with an injury. Was it to his hand or thumb? So I think it's hand or thumb. Back-to-back games now. I think it's been 3 straight. We've seen Kayvon Looney not start. OKC, it's like, okay, they don't have a center. Same thing kind of applies, even though Triple J is essentially a center. Kayvon Looney needs to start. Jordan Poole's defense it's not even bad. It's pretty much abysmal. He has pretty abysmal defense this season, and Draymond Green is shooting better than him from downtown. Oh, look at Mr. Aseo.
I'm so fucking mad. Like, I set an alarm. 4 fucking alarm. I'm like so fucking furious right now. Like, I went to sleep early. Back to back nights, set an alarm, did everything I was supposed to do, fucking wake up, and just fucking. I'm like actually so mad. So mad.
Fridays are tough, man.
Huh?
Fridays are tough.
I know. But like I literally woke up to like 6. Even the thing is like I'm mad that like I put all these alarms and like I still didn't wake up even for like work setup.
Oh yeah. Watched the whole second half of You last night. I went to bed at like 4:30.
You?
Yeah, and then there was like I had like no coffee either, and I started the show like 15 minutes late. It was just
Yeah, at least you didn't. At least you woke up. I'm 3 days this week. Like I'm so fucking mad, dude.
Sleep deprivation, dude.
But this wasn't even it. Like the last day, I like went to sleep like at the right time.
In my ideal world, I'm asleep by 11 and I'm up at like 6.
Yeah, same. But that's
Never
not
been able to do that.
Nor
my whole life.
Same, yeah. Give me 1 second. I literally woke up and turned this TV, the computer on. Didn't even pee.
Oh, look at that Chipotle in the background. Is it finals week? Asking or isn't it midterms? Is that what they're called? Midterms? Just like the political thing? Lakers Kings Eastern Conference Finals. That's going to be tough to accomplish. Lakers Kings Western Conference Finals would be absolutely electric. I'd be rooting for the Lakers, unfortunately, but that would be absolutely electric. That Chipotle bag looks incredible. I had Chipotle a couple of days ago, and it was like probably the best thing I've eaten ever. So that bag's kind of getting to me right now. A little bit on the hungry side. Anyways, Warriors, I'm a little worried, man. Grizzlies, I want Ja to return. Grizzlies basketball is better when Ja's playing, obviously, but Dylan Brooks at Dort, he shows up in these ridiculous he shows up in these ridiculous outfits and then like says like, yeah, keep doing your cute podcast. It's like, dude, if you made a podcast, nobody would listen. So what was that? Oh yeah, man, I can't wait. Nolan Smith to the Packer. Well, I'm hoping the Packers trade. Well, it's looking like the Packers will trade Aaron Rodgers, and then hopefully we can get Jalen Carter and why can't I think of the wide receiver from Ohio State?
Jackson Smith.
Yeah. So Jalen Carter and Jackson Smith are going to be future Packers, and maybe Nolan Smith if they don't trade it, which
it's like Jackson Smith, Gabata or Gaba.
No, it's an N named
Njigba. I thought you don't pronounce the G N's.
Njigba, I think is what it is. I'm starting to get into the draft a lot more right now because I can't get a video to do well to save my life, and I hate editing basketball videos, dude. They're holy cow. I hate it so much, actually. I don't know how you edit videos. It's just not fun.
It's not, but it takes like 5 seconds.
No, it doesn't. Because if I'm making an NBA video and I'm using only basketball clips, I have to go download like 8 different games. And then I have to cut those up.
All you need is a press conference and a mix.
Yeah, I worry about mixes. I know you've never had issues. I've never had issues with mixes either, but I know I worry about mixes. What if they're a cock? Usually if their ads showing, though, they're always okay with it. And it usually is.
I'm absolutely just furiated at myself because I was so stoked. And I just fucked up.
Yeah, it happens.
It doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, I was talking to Nick yesterday about like basketball right now is I have the storylines. I know what teams are. I know what they're not. Like, let's just get to the playoffs here. This season's too long, man. If the season was the proper amount of games, we'd have 5 games left in the season. If it was the proper amount.
The season's perfect because Joel Embiid still has a chance to win MVP.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably Giannis right now. Embiid probably should have been MVP last year.
Sorry.
Or Giannis. If Jokic wasn't MVP last year, But what sucks is if Jokic was the MVP last year, he has to be the MVP this year. Giannis should have been the MVP last year, and this year it should probably be Joel.
From my understanding, is it's right now the Joker.
Like I know, but why did he win MVP last year? They're the 60. There's no clear. People don't have these clear
Steve Nash,
definitions of it.
because I literally listened to this. There is no clear definition for the MVP trophy, but I'm part of the old school mind that it should go to the person who had the best season, like Steve Nash when he joined the Suns the year before the Suns were 29 wins. When Steve Nash joined in his first season, he took them from 29 wins to 62 wins. That's MVP worthy.
Yeah,
now,
and what was that very important win total word you just said? 62 wins.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook, 47.
Yeah,
Modern day NBA, you need to get close to 50. You need at least 50 wins. So the MVP stuff that you need is 50 wins. You need to be a team that is 50 wins, and as well as Jokic. Like you just like the thing is like I put it this way: if you took Joel Embiid and put him on the Nuggets would not have the same record as they'd have right now. They actually probably they would be a little bit worse. If you put Jokic on the Sixers, wouldn't they probably be better? You know what I mean?
My issue is that the Denver Nuggets won 48 games last year. They were not even close. They were the sixth best team in the league. Jokic is having a better year right now than he did last year. So if he's not MVP, then last year doesn't make any sense. It's only because he did what he did without what he had. To me, I'm even more old school than you. I have who's the best team and who's their best player, and did he improve from the year before? If he didn't, well, then let's go to the next best team. And if he didn't, then let's go to the next best team. So did Jokic have that much of a better year this year than he did last year? I don't think so. Did Giannis? I don't think so. Did Joel Embiid? Yes. So Joel Embiid, MVP.
Fuck you.
I think Joel's MVP.
I don't know. He has a good shot. He has a great shot. Don't get me wrong.
I believe they play soon. The issue is as well when Joel Embiid. When Joel Embiid. When they play each other, it's not even close who's better. The answer is always Joel Embiid. Like it's not even close, actually. Like Jokic gets exposed against Joel
I'm still
Embiid.
so fucking mad. I'm about to go invest this week into like some serious alarms. Like I'm about to set up alarms on my wall on the other side of my room. They're right here.
Oh, that sucks, dude. Those are the worst. That's how you get up, though.
Yeah, that's how you get up, because you have to physically get up to turn off the alarm.
I'm a fan of drinking a lot of water before you go to bed, so you have to, because you gotta piss.
I'm just absolutely infuriated that I like 2 or 3 times this week.
How's your interview?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Good. It's one of those like 3-part interviews. Mm-hmm. Like in 2 weeks, I'm gonna find out if I made it to the second round of interviews.
Oh, nice.
Is that South Florida or Chicago?
Yeah.
Why do you have a South Florida hat?
Bulls.
Go Bulls.
Where do I live? Check my back. Miami-Dade. Even though that's not South Florida.
It doesn't say anything.
I bought this. I forget. I think it was like my first year of college. I was visiting my dad, and I saw this at a Dick's.
I forgot your dad lives in St. Petersburg.
It's like, yeah, I'm definitely snagging this. It's one of my favorite hats because the way it looks backwards is just like freaking money. Like it's just the fit on this hat is so good. It's just a great fit.
Jackson, big fan of that. I'm actually like still like pissed off as hell. All right.
Play Pirtle?
We can play really quickly because I do have to hop in the shower real quickly and get going to work because I got to be at work at 9:30.
It's a great hat. I'm gonna make some eggs soon.
Why do I feel like we know who this is?
I don't. Is OJ even on a team?
Try. Can you try? This one's hard. I don't know why I want to.
24. Oh, he's small.
Damian Lee.
Ooh, might be. Oh no, it's not.
He used to play for the Phoenix.
Oh yeah. He's old, over 30. Wow.
Are we stupid?
He's over 30 years old.
How tall?
Like 6'5", 6'6".
All right, so
He's a 6'6" old man. You got to worry about who?
I almost said Danny Green, but no.
Josh Giddey. Who's played for the Suns before?
Yeah.
Phil McGee, if you got dreads. Wow, who's even somebody to guess?
I don't even know guys with hair like that.
It's gonna be so obvious. It's gonna be so obvious. Or like, what the hell is that?
And it's in the West, right?
Team's Trez on it. He was never on the Suns, but I'm gonna just throw in one here. I'm gonna go Reggie Bullock. Whoa, Chris said the same thing.
We should have gotten that.
When did Reggie Bullock play for the Suns?
Years ago, like early in his career.
2002?
Yeah, we're so stupid. Also, we got Reggie Bullock like a month ago.
He was there 2014, 2015 for 11 games. He played 11 games for Phoenix. Oh, you're kidding me. I am so smart.
I'm proud of you. All right. I do have to get to work, shower, change. My goal is I'm investing in
stocks, Tesla.
I mean, I'm invested in stocks already, but I'm investing in a fucking wake up system, state of the art.
You should invest in a wake up caller, like the old days, like the 90s.
My girlfriend actually today woke me up, but it was 8 messages and 4 missed calls before I woke up.
Uh-oh.
So where this Chipotle bag is going to be where I'm going to set all these alarms, and then I'm going to be at my bed, and I'll be like asleep, and then I'll wake up.
Sounds miserable. If I had to do a show at 8 a.m., I'd like, it's just 1 hour difference, and I wake up before. Today I didn't, but I usually wake up.
I wake up usually before. I wake up at like 7.
Yeah,
I'm just not waking up at all.
We did that, I think, in the summer, but at home I had fresh coffee and I could sit on the porch, and it was just so magical.
That's cute, buddy.
I know. Pet my cat.
Oh, I'm gonna pet my dog. No, I'm just fucking pissed off. I had my everything set and nothing. But next week we'll be doing 2 hours.
Oh shit. That's right.
2 hours next week, fuckers. Or I actually have to go. Bye.
Dude, I got nothing. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. I like weekdays so much better than weekends. It's less people, and that's it. Hit the like button, hit that sub button, and yeah, get ready for 2 hours next week.